Hi, my name is Staley. I'm gonna start with reading my cover page and then I'll start on my briefing. The organization that I will be representing is Procter and Gamble Company, P&G. The crisis situation is that teenagers and single adults are consuming Tide Pods to satisfy media challenge. This first started in 2016 with 39 cases, then 2017 with 53 cases, and within the first 2 weeks of 2018, 39 cases were reported. P&G contacted Facebook and YouTube to delete the challenges from their media. A professional athlete was hired to do a commercial that Tide Pods is not for consuming but for doing laundry. These strategies were somewhat effective. There are other social media other than Facebook and YouTube that the public can still view the Tide Pod challenge. And the professional athlete, most people would not consider him as a role model. So there's a possibility that P&G, there's a possibility that the Tide Pod challenge is not over. P&G spokesman was the first to address the crisis to the public. However, I think some people or most people would like to hear from the CEO of the company. This briefing will be viewed or aired on February 20, 2018. And one of the strategies that I could think of that that would be different from the organization is to discontinue the Tide Pod product. This would not be the best option for the company, but I think it would be the best option for the public. This can help stop the Tide Pod challenge and decrease the number of people that could be affected from the challenge, admitted to the ER, or any deaths. However, kids will always find something to consume that they're not supposed to. But this way, P&G will not be responsible for these incidents. Another strategy that I could think of that P&G organization didn't use is to continue to sell the product, but to continue to approach the media daily until the problem has decreased. And to the media to warn the people that Tide Pod is not for consuming, it's for laundry. And other than YouTube and Facebook, there are other social media that they can contact to have them delete the challenge from their sites as well. I am playing the CEO of P&G, David Taylor, and I am delivering this briefing about a month after 39 victims were reported within the first 2 weeks of 2018. And my briefing starts now. In 2016, 39 overall victims were admitted to the hospital for consuming Tide Pods. 53 victims were admitted in 2017. Within the first 2 weeks of this year, 2018, 39 victims were admitted. We are doing the best we can to keep the situation under control. This is a communication crisis. Tide Pods will not be discontinued. However, we will do the best we can to contact all social media aggressively to help alleviate the problem and continue to educate the public about the product. Let me start by explaining what the Tide Pods are. P&G launched the pods in 2012. The pods were an easy way to do laundry. People didn't have to worry about measuring detergent or how much detergent to put in or spill. All they had to do was throw one or two pods into the laundry, depending on how much load you are doing. So no spills and no mess. The Tide Pods consisted of concentrated liquid, detergent, stain remover, and color protection into a water-soluble plastic packet. With this innovation came unanticipated problems. The colorful packets proved to have a candy-like appeal to small children and even adults suffering from dementia. Because of this, Tide moved quickly to develop a new child-proofing packaging, added bitter flavoring to the plastic packets, gelatin film, and conducted a public relation and an ad campaign aiming at educating consumers about proper storage and what to do if a child ingested a pod. Those efforts have helped achieve a 40% reduction in child-related accidental deaths. Although it may be easier to just discontinue the product, I want to assure you that that would not be the case. And I will explain why. I want to start by apologizing to those who have been affected by the crisis. I feel terrible that a lot of the teenagers have used Tide Pods as a way to gain popularity. I apologize to parents, family, and friends for the loss of loved one due to the Tide Pod challenge. I want to reassure you that we are aware of the crisis and are doing the best we can to prevent it from taking another life or causing another child to be admitted to the ER. That may not be enough to give you some comfort, but we apologize that we will continue to sell Tide Pods. Tide Pods is our number one breaking through product. Tide Pods have helped P&G maintain the top spot in $49 billion laundry detergent market. P&G controls 26% of the market because of Tide Pods. Throughout the years, P&G inserted warning labels on their products, including Tide Pods, to keep out of reach of children. Despite our efforts to insert warning on our products, we cannot control people's decisions. Even the most stringent standards and protocols, labels and warnings, can't prevent intentional abuse fueled by poor judgment and a desire for popularity. The desire for social media shares and self-promotion and among teens has become a peer pressure generator inciting young people to abandon anything like common sense to capture the approval of their followers and fans. Parents, I advise you to talk to your teens about the potential dangers of jumping on trends and fads that could invite severe injury or death. Some of you may argue that P&G could do more. You may argue that we have not done enough to help with the crisis. To which I will respond, I believe we have done all we can. The company has apologized to those who were affected by the crisis. The company has responded to posts on Twitter, give phone numbers to them to call poison control, remind them that Tide is not for consuming, it's for laundry, and to call their doctors immediately. We worked with YouTube and Facebook to take down Tide Pod challenges post, and we had Rob Gronkowski, an NFL player, do an ad on what the Tide Pods are for. So after explaining every action we took in helping to minimize the crisis, I would like to conclude. Today, I've explained why we had to continue to sell Tide Pods, how B&G had no control over the decision that people make by consuming Tide Pods intentionally, and that we have done all that we can to minimize the situation. I hope that we as a community will help one another and work together to alleviate the problem. I apologize to the grief and pain it has caused some of you, and I am afraid we will continue to sell Tide Pods. Thank you.